Yeah. Yeah, trying to get ready for my morning wake up. Okay. Mm. I was watching One Punch Man, but it's lagging out really bad. Crunchyroll doesn't fucking have it, and so I had to buy it on YouTube. Oh, Crunchyroll's starting to suck ass. They never fucking have anything besides newer shit or just random old stuff. Mm. My shit's lagging so bad. Mm. A little bit. Yes, I did. Okay. Yeah, I think I might go to work today later. I don't know yet. You really have to clean those damn pets. You haven't cleaned them yet.
Anyone got a mop and bucket?
Yes. I just came for this drama to go away. But people like it so much. I don't. I like a little bit of drama. Like just a little bit's good. It's more like chatty conversation with a little bit of spice to it, kind of thing. Man,
I found ammo.
when it gets to the over dramatic drama where I'm like. So basically, what it is, it's the same thing over and over again. It's always about relationships. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious and priceless. And so, like, it's always about if a woman's single, it's always fixated around her. That's what makes it so funny.
Nailed him. Right on. Smackdown. You got a cloaker. Bang, you're dead. Easy. Someone kill that siren. Nailed him. Bye, monster. Gotcha. One less asshole. Careful, guys. I didn't expect you to make it through that way. Smackdown. Great. Lash out. You're not dead now. You're not dead. Good enough. Got ammo here.
But yeah, it's always been like that. Every time there's been a really pretty girl that people work with and that everyone wants to try to get with her and shit, they try to woo her. Oh fuck! You start up on that boat.
Oh, suck it! One of those movie flesh towels. Come on, let's go. Nice, huh?
They're like,
Oh, thank you, me.
I don't know. Every time I talk about this
I found
little emotional scenario that's happening, it gets more and more interesting. and like psychologically, it's fucking hilarious. And like
Got ammo here.
I said before in my other stream, that I find it extremely interesting
No more opening for you.
about like
Done here.
why it's happening. So basically, it is like, oh man, I feel good. When you talk to so many people in your life and that, when you're just like, okay, I know how people should be.
On through that door. Gotcha. You've got to admire their persistence. Oh shit.
And then when you notice how like
Done. Nice, huh? Stop digging. I don't.
I don't know, we start to notice how people are now, and then you get that one person that's just like
Cloaked enemy here.
wow, how's that even like wow, how's that even happen like that? I'm so confused.
That's looking seriously hungover.
That's basically what it is. Why? And then we dive into any type of psychologics with people and that. It's always trying to figure out why they act that way. And then you start to dive into it even more, you start asking questions and that. And then you start to realize, huh. I'm asking the word, huh. I don't. It's like I'm trying to get it, but I don't get it, you know. And then when you try to get it, and like you get stomped because something else comes up. I'm trying to run circles around this shit because, unfortunately, I'm not trying to be a complete asshole about it, but well, let's do it. Of all the people I met in my life, I met a few people that were like this. And it got to the point where I'm just sitting there pondering away at why it happens. And one of the truths is it's either absent father or adopted. That's how I have to look at it. And that's why it's so important
Need ammo?
to have good guidelines, you know, especially when it comes down to church, not even church, but God and the way you should live life through Christ. You know, none of us are perfect in that. That's the whole point of it. And people want to say, oh, compare you to me, I'm better than you. It's never been about that. Comparison is, you know, a gesture to be like, oh, you compare me to you based upon activities and that. Not way of life, because there's only one good way to live life.
I'm a natural.
And one way to live life is to live life with balance and harmony
Stop me. I don't.
and with love. You know, like I had this lady or random person
Just gotta make sure.
was talking to me, at me on Facebook.
Oh, suck it! Bang!
The person was a fake person, had a fake profile, fake everything. Had a bunch of guys added on there, and the person was like scamming men for money. However, it was, and like I felt that it was priceless. Literally, I don't have the messages anymore, but because I blocked her now. But I think I could probably slap them. Like this person was literally asking me, like, "Oh, how you doing?" And that, like, it wasn't AI. It's just a random ass person with random ass pictures of some hot girl. That could have been. She could have been real because like the way the pictures were set up in that, they were pretty obviously like showing different pictures of like this person laying down or cat, not sure like cat pictures. But anyway, the moral of the story is like it's fucked up how people are. People are so greedy and stingy. There's too much shit to buy. And I always gotta tell people that like marketing is the best way to make money and to lose money. And
Oh, suck it! In the house.
and that's the reason why like most people stay broke. That's one reason why. Like like you can buy food and now you can buy a little bit of entertainment and stuff like that, but our whole entire existence is literally wasting money on shit for no fucking reason just because it's a style. I ain't joking you. I went to the mall with my coworker and with both my coworkers actually, and one of my coworkers literally bought $100 worth in shoes when she already had shoes for no reason, just because she wanted new shoes. And it's not to make fun of her, but it's more or less likely that's how marketing works. They're like, oh, you want to spend money to get affection for yourself. It's like I bought like 2 pairs of shoes. I got somewhat nice shoes just in case I might go out in that. They're fucking
Got ammo here.
Air Jordans. They don't even look that fucking good. I mean, they're nice, but like they're fucking shoes. I get it, but like I just don't fucking care. But when people are like fixated on, say, looks, for instance, you will spend all your money just to look slightly prettier.
Gotcha. Bang! Just gotta make sure.
And like I don't think people really understand that shit too much because they don't really get it. Like it becomes really funny in that. I'm just like laughing my ass off at
Anyone need ammo?
like certain things I understand you want to buy in that, like wasting a little bit of money is actually why you have money altogether, which is true. You don't need to have huge amount of money. You can spend money and lose money, or no, let's say you can lose money and win money, and it just becomes very interesting when you start to think about it. Like it doesn't matter what people do; it's just a very Nice conversation.
So Donald Trump's campaign manager just threatened me on social media. I'm not joking. In response to the immunity decision from the Supreme Court this morning, I said on Twitter, according to the Supreme Court, Biden can now send in SEAL Team 6 to take them all out. He could send in the military to take out Trump. He has immunity for official acts now. And I guess the Trump campaign didn't like that very much because Trump's campaign manager, Chris Lasavita, responded to me by saying, expect a visit. Please. Boom! The dildo consequence strikes again.
What's with all these liberal-based men? They're such fucking feminine people. Yeah, fucking makeup on and shit. I don't understand that. Boom. That was my stomach. But no, it's. Let's see if this shit fucking works. Just lagging out.
What could be the cause of the massive mosquito outbreak plaguing our nation this year? We'll ask Mr. Kempich, a mosquito expert, who's written several books on the subject. Thank you for having me. These mosquitoes belong to an entirely new species.
Well, either my tab is lagging out or because I'm on mine and my streaming's lagging out. Oh, internet sucks sometimes. Yeah, fucking sounds lagging out. I always hate like technology, man. Technology's always so fucking. It sounds lagging out. Shoot him in the deck. I wonder if my mic is lagging out, which it probably fucking is. I haven't. Let's find out. Blah, 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 blah. Nope. Nothing. Good. It's not. Oh, fucked up. I was watching One Punch Man then. As soon as I started streaming, like it started lagging out my purchase thing on YouTube. I'm like, oh my fuck. It's I just bought it, so why should it be lagging out? What was that? Oh my fucking eyes. It sounds lagging out. Yeah, he beat my asshole up.
Surprising. Want a cookie?
Maybe. Mhm. This sound is lagging up so bad.
Anyone need ammo?
It's so funny. But yeah, we'll talk about with the psychologics with not having a father base figure in your life. Dude, it gets bad. And when we see it more and more and more, why God tells us to honor thy mother, thy father, and to honor him because he is a father, it gets to that point where you just have to think about it. Would life be better if I followed the the words of God? Just think about it, like
Quiet that siren down! You twitch, ass face. Oh, suck it! I'm a natural. Break, everybody!
and like people get offended by it too. Like when I hear someone say that they're an atheist. I mean, I said it myself, I guess, to a certain extent. I was like partial, like I did, like okay, I don't know, because I like to see the truth. And the funny thing is, the truth's like right in front of you. But you want to say it just makes sense.
Wonder what's under his apron.
And so like when I see someone that says that they're an atheist or that they kind of like I believe, but I don't, I'm not 100%. I say, well, to have a good life is to understand life. People want to say, well, how do you understand life? Well, you understand life based upon the actions that you take in life. So a lot of people might look at life as, oh, I'm just living it, like that doesn't make any sense. Everyone that's born is born with a purpose. When you're a child, you're born with purpose. God gives you purpose. That's why you're born. Even if it's an active accident, it's born because people, guys bust nut in a girl, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's how it works. But you're born for a reason.
You twitch, ass face.
And like, and whatever that reason has to be.
One of those moody stretch towels.
It's still a reason. That's kind of one of the biggest things is like understanding why you're born. Now, once you understand it, and the people that you meet, it becomes really clear. So you live your whole entire life, and God gives you, so like relationship wise, God gives you love after love after love after love. God wants you to be, married. God wants you to have kids. And then when you get, I mean, I'll just go through what my life was. I had enormous amount of girls that God threw my way, and I made a choice to not follow. And now I'm in the predicament that I am now. So now, course of life is different. I think differently. It's a different thing. It becomes very interesting because when you start thinking about it, you're all like, huh. It's always like that. Mm, sure. Still the best gun in the game. And when you start pondering about life and then seeing like, where do I need to go? Why am I so miserable? Or this and that. Oh, because you don't follow anything. You follow culture. You follow dancers or singers or actors and that. And that's what people do. They follow everybody else but God. And what happens to them? Their lives turn upside down. They have a huger chance to go on drugs. They get more miserable. They start hurting more. They get greedier. And then you start seeing. Oh my god. Yeah, sorry about that. And then you start to see how life really is. It becomes very interesting. Oh, it's got a lot of shit in my mind with this stuff. It's like trying to figure out life and figure out why. They're like, oh, the meaning of life. It's one of the things people always want to ask. What does life mean? Life has meaning. You are the meaning of life. Every individual person has a means to be alive. which means you have reasoning. Or that reasoning might be, depends. How do you figure it out? Well, you're living it. People always say, "I want to figure out everything about life," like this and that is it. But why? Who wants to know why things happen? Why would you want to know your whole entire life before you even live it? That's the plan. That's the point. You're not supposed to. No matter how much of a prophet you might be, or how much you can scenariolize situations and figure out everything, why in the world would you want to know? I don't want to know how my life's gonna end. I have no thoughts about it, of course, but like that defeats the purpose of living. Already knowing what you
I've been hit.
like. What
Where's
is
it
it?
gone?
Ah,
Got ammo here.
oh.
Smashing you is not enough. You are annoying me. Let's see how you like the next wave.
But yeah, like once you learn it, it becomes like it's like back in the old days. And I know you go to school and that you learn something, you regurgitate something over and over and over and over again, eventually until it just sticks to you, right?
Anyone need ammo?
That's how it is with life. When you figure out what guides you, we're all on a path. We all have to walk a path. Doesn't matter what it is. We could choose to take the path of everybody else, which is culture, or you take the path of God, which is normally something that needs to be done.
I found ammo.
Just imagine you only live once, right? People say, "Oh, you only live once." Now, live your life out, being this and being that. Girls want to be whores, guys want to be man whores. People want to be rich. All together now they want to be rich and greedy and selfish and shit. They're like, "Oh, that's what life is." What if there's more to it? What if there's more to life? Just to say, I don't know. You have purpose to live. You have purpose to meet people. You have purpose to fall in love with this person. That like your child matters. So like when people talk about abortions, then it's like, oh my god, abortions this, abortions that. It's like, what if the acts of that child has to be alive, and you're killing something that could salvate life as we know it?
One of those moody flesh powers. Oh shit.
What if? It becomes very interesting then. When people say, "Oh, the gift of life is the best thing in the world," it's precious. It is precious, but people don't look at it like that.
Flesh powder on steroids. Calm down, man. Nice, huh? I need this on the Snapchats. And stay there.
Like, it honestly gets to that point where you're just sitting there and you're pondering about it, you're thinking about it over and over again. It's like, what if you're just born with purpose? It's not even a what if, it's more or less,
Wonder what's under his apron.
it has to happen. Maybe you're supposed to be at a job for whatever reason to connect with someone. It's just like Christ. Christ roamed around to meet people. right? So Jesus he went around to meet specific people, but it's always people that need help, and people that didn't need help. I find it very interesting, right? You know, it's like I didn't come here for the people that follow the law and follow good stuff, and then I came here because of what?
One of those moody flesh pounds. Watch out! Cloak them
I'm not gonna ask. I'm probably gonna die.
It's uncloaked!
Fucks with this stupid shit. Yeah, I'm dead. Fucking kill me. This fucking sound is atrocious. It keeps lagging out and like it's driving me crazy. But let's do airship. But yeah, but when you really start to think about it, it starts to become like an ID in your head. And when you learn something, you want to figure out why that thing's happening, so to speak. Let's be. I need to get some water. But then when you start to learn why these things happen, you want to understand it. It's like, why do I meet people? Okay. Certain people are meant to be met to either guide you or to be with you. That's it. So if you meet anybody in the world that, just say random people that say like, oh man, you got the ID in your head, then guess what's gonna happen? There's a reason why the ID is in your head. Exactly. I tell everybody this. The course of life is to meet specific people, like I said, to guide you or to be with. So you can meet someone. If you're a woman, you can meet a man. Either he's gonna want to be with you, or he's gonna want to guide you, be close to you, or be a friend with you. Same thing with a woman meeting a man, or man meeting a woman, or saying a man meeting another dude in that, or a woman meeting another woman. It's either or the other. If you're meeting the same sex, more or less, it's a guide. If you're meeting the opposite sex, it could be a mixture of like both. So that's why you meet people. No one wants to meet people just to say hi. There's a reason why you fixate on that person or you see that person. Your eyes guide you towards certain things. Like, wow, that person's really good looking, or wow, the voice of that person, the way they talk and that seems to smooth my, soothe. Is it called? Soothe? Soothe. You know what I mean? It calms. There we go. It calms me down, or it gives me an opportunity to look at life in a different way. That's what life is all about. Here's what it is. What you don't get out of certain things, you get out of other things. So if you have shitty family, or your family's separated, and say you don't have a father, you live with your mother, or you don't have a mother, you live with your father, there's always going to be a course of action that's going to balance you out if you take it. So, like, that's what I look at myself. I look at myself as to tell people, hey, with wisdom comes guiding. So I want to guide people with wisdom. Wisdom is based upon experience and things that you do in life. Now, of course, when you look at a basic life sample, a basic life with wisdom is easy living. Just a basic life, the survival life, you know, a little bit of entertainment, your food, your water, your sleep, your house, stuff like that. Basic. But nowadays, it's culture. Culture says, hey, you gotta buy this, you gotta buy that, you gotta buy this. If you sold everything that was entertainment wise, everything, whatever you had, video games, consoles, anything, tablets, whatever it might be, you'd be way more wealthier and have more money to survive off of than you would if you bought it. So the axe of it is like, oh, why do we buy stuff in that? I grew up in the 90s. We didn't have a lot of stuff to buy. Like, where things were cheaper. They were, but we didn't buy a bunch of random stuff. We bought, you know, food, a little bit of entertainment. We had cable and that, so you couldn't like just go on Netflix and like, oh, I'm gonna watch this. I'll watch this. It's the act of the search. It's the act of, oh, it's not coming on today. It's coming on tomorrow. The space in between, like in a relationship, all human beings get used to everything they do. It becomes duller and more boring. So the more, unless it's some fixation that you just like, which everyone has a fixation on something. It doesn't matter what it is. It never gets dull and boring. Like mine, psychologics. I love psychologics. I love talking about psychologics. I love talking about how people work in that. That's my foundation. It used to be crazy in the video games. Play video games all day long on that. But then now, as I'm growing up now, things change. You just start looking at life differently. And that's what it is. Life always changes. Always. When you're born to when you're 6, 12, 18, and then, as you say, your cells split every 7 years. One is a big year. You literally physically and mentally change. You gain all this experience, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm wiser now, so how can I look at life differently? That's what it is. How can you look at life differently? So if you're walking through life and you are very wise because you listen to people, you listen to guiders, you listen to people that are older than you, and then all of a sudden you start to look at life from a different perspective. Once you see life from that perspective, you can't unsee it. So it's very important to know that you can't, once you do something, it's hard to undo it unless it's a purpose behind it. So if you get in a conversation with someone, you speak words towards someone that, negative or positive, there's a reaction to it no matter what. It's like walking up to a girl and that and saying, oh, you look really nice today. I like your hair. That just saying that will fixate in that person's mind for years to come. This is how you pick up people. Literally how it works. You know, it's despite the fact how you look, despite the fact of what you say. Your looks matter, of course it does. But I'm not even talking about just dating that. It's overall life itself. It's like if you do push-ups, you get stronger, right? If you don't do push-ups, you'll never know how strong you can get by not doing the push-ups. So like if you did push-ups and that, you're like, oh, I do until my chest burns, my shoulder burns and that. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, I want to do more than that. I want to go to the gym. You learn how to work out. You do your push and pulls, you do your legs, you know. And all of a sudden, you gain, 2-3 pounds of muscle. All of a sudden, you look different. That look transitions throughout the whole entire world, your whole entire existence, from being a fat ass or being not a fat ass. Fat ass means you're lazy. People see that. People don't want to correlate with laziness. You might be active in some certain point in your life, but if you're not active enough, you constantly gain weight. Well, guess what? When you constantly gain weight, it leads to illnesses, leads to, diabetes, leads to stuff that's not good for you. We said, well, staying in good, this is the common thing. Staying in good shape leads to stuff too. Staying in good shape leads to more reproductive. You're more aroused. You're more horny now. You want to reproduce more. That's what you're supposed to do. Say, as a man, you're supposed to do that. That's your one of your main jobs of living is to reproduce. You know, and so when people look at it, it's like you can't be able to do this, and it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too. You gotta have your cake. You can look at the cake. You can desire that cake and like, oh, okay. And the meanings behind that terminology is space. You gotta have space. So life is about space. So if you sit there, for instance, and you drift off, you're just like you're outside and that I'm going for a walk. You go for a walk for multiple hours of that. You know how much I enjoy a good walk? Sitting there at nighttime when it's cool and that, of course when it's not hot, and just walking around, just looking at the scenery and that, and walk around my area. And when I walk around my area, I bring up memories of my childhood because I lived in this area where I live at for over 26 years now. So when I walk around, everything is a memory. Everything. I go back into my past without actually going back in my past. And that happens when you look back in your past, you look at what you are now. And you say, how much did I change from 12 to 20 to 30? That's what's about age. You look at how much did I change, what activities did I do, what things happened in my life. Am I married with kids, or am I living a solo life trying to build myself up and saying, maybe I'll be a bachelor. It's an act of choices, and that it becomes very interesting when you start to learn all that stuff. Because then you start to be like, wow, that's what it is. It's all about experiences. So you guide your life based upon the experiences that you have, bad or good. If they're bad, say as a man, men need to be tormented to become men. That's the one thing that most men don't understand. You have to be tormented to grow. That's why they say women mature up fast. They're not maturing. Psychologically, the women and men are like, women stay little kids basically their whole entire life. And what I mean by that, they might grow a little bit with experience, but like the mentality of it is still little kid mentality, as in emotional. They get upset or really silly stuff. They're supposed to be. That's what makes it adorable. That's why men look, and that's what it is like with men. Like, I'm learning this the hard way. But the idea is look and smile. Like, what's your main priority as a man is to survive. We lost that because there's a lot of bitch boys out there. There's a lot of people that are just like, it's just a culture we live in. And you see women trying to get more masculine than men, and that's why we have the continuous discussion and issue of why a lot of women are not married and don't have kids and don't have even boyfriends. They stay single their whole entire life. Or they'll like back and forth mingle. It all comes down to what Christ said. Jesus warned us in the Bible, not. I'm going to care what religion that you are, not. The books that are written throughout history, from the Old Testament to the New Testament, it's very true in how life is. It's happening right now. We are living in the Bible and what Christ said before he got crucified and after he came back. So all of it plays out. We're playing humanity chess, and not everyone's gonna win. A lot of people are gonna lose. Some people are gonna win, some people are gonna lose. But when you keep looking at the aspects of this life transition that we have as human beings, no one wants to listen to people that give them good knowledge. They want to listen to people that are exciting. What's about excitement? Oh, I like people like doing the quick food videos and that, where they're making all these noises and shit. They're quick cutting all these foods and that. You learn how to cook food really fast. No one wants to sit there and watch someone cook food for 25, 30 minutes. But the idea is that's how it would be. All you gotta, heat up your pan, put butter on there, put salt and pepper on your steak and that, like Gordon Ramsay type shit. Put it on there, sear the other side, put it in the oven for 15 minutes or something like that. Pull it out. It's perfection bullshit. That's how life is. Life is a slow transition. People want to live it fast. People want to, have sex younger. They want to do everything before they hit fucking 18. And then they turn 21. They already drink their asses off. They already party when they were 16, 15, that. And all of a sudden they turn 21. They're all like, well, fuck, I'm 21 now. What do I do? You start going to bars and you start looking at drinks and like, I don't really want to drink anymore. And then you're like, okay. It's like, that's cultural. That's what you see in the movies and that. And then you see people that are alcoholics. People that have low brain function. People that don't believe in anything. Then what happens? Well, you stop following God's plan, you get disciplined for it. Man, it's a double-edged sword, so to speak. And the more you get into it, and you want to understand why people are more successful or have more better ideas than others actually come true, because they actually act on it. Now, people always say, oh, dreams are for just sleeping. Dreams are premonitions from God to your Holy Spirit or to your angel. When you have dreams, it's like a guiding point in life. I had dreams about a baby. I had no idea. Maybe because I want a kid, which I do. I want to have a kid with someone that actually is special. Really. I had a kid in my hand. My child in my hand. It was a boy. And the dream was very quick. Maybe like, it barely felt like maybe 30 seconds of that. It was a premonition. Like, okay, something's gonna happen. When? That's like the salt on the meat. You put a little bit on there just to say it spices up life. God gave me a little bit, gave me a little taste of what could happen, what is going to happen, and I have to act on it and be like, okay, why? I haven't had many dreams since, but this was a little while ago. But I never had a dream like that where it was just like so realistic that it just like, and everyone has these dreams. Everyone has these dreams. They're so realistic, you just don't know why they're happening. There's always a reason. And then it gets to the point where you're just like, wow, that's fucking impressive. And these things come down to understanding stuff. And I have fat burners kicking in. Actually feels pretty good. You don't walk around in circles. Oh man, I gotta take a dump. But it starts to get really fascinating when you actually start to learn stuff and you push it forward. It becomes really interesting. That's already 10:30. Wow. But yeah. Just keep in mind, everyone that you meet people for a reason. Bad or good, it's all about learning. That's all it ever is. Learning and gaining more experience and wisdom. Well, I'm going to get off from that because I got to take a dump. See you there.